righty, little faster pussycat. Those guys were some sleaze rockers back in the day, hailing from, believe it or not, Seattle. Tie Me Down was living in Seattle and moved to Sunset Strip and started that sleazy, wonderful band called Faster Pussycat. I think he was friends with Duff McKagan and back in the late 70s or something. But anyhow, that's a little music trivia for you. Simone, BJ, Megatron, JR, David Castro. Good to see you, John Boston, the legendary John. So there's a guy that runs a channel. Is his name John Griffin? And he seems to be blowing up. I think he's 60 years old, and he's talking about red pill MGTOW. He's new. And go check him out, John Griffin, if you're older. He's got some good content. He walks around on these trails and outside, and has a drone, and he talks about all the issues men are facing in today's society. And it's coming from a 60-year-old, which I find very unique. I don't see a lot of 60-year-olds that are John Boston sent that to me. A lot of 60-year-olds that are, talking about this stuff. So it's good to hear other voices. It's good to hear younger voices. But let's begin. The majority of men can't spot crazy when it's looking at them. I've seen it so many times. There's this gal that lives around here. I see her at the grocery store. She's extremely skinny. She's got the fake boobs, blonde hair extensions, but she is cray. Like, you can just tell. She's got tattoos. And I see her every so often with the new guy. And the new guy is always a beta. He's always this older man. And, I got a really good one. But she's using him for money and resources. And I swear, every 3 months, she's got a new guy. And they're all the same looking guy. They can't spot crazy when it's looking at them. You see it every which way. And sometimes it's might be a little bit challenging if they don't have the crazy eyes, or they have weird decorations on their bodies or what have you. But sometimes it takes a little bit more prying to understand that there is crazy behind that. And if you get involved with crazy, you could be deleted. I mean, bottom line, there's a gal here in Utah. She's in prison now. They haven't found his body. He's an ex-Army Ranger. He was 51. She was 41. And she went into his house, deleted him in his bed, somehow dragged the body out, buried it. They can't find the body. They've been looking for it for like 8 or 9 days now. She's in prison. She tried to get a restraining order against him, but she goes to the marital house and deletes him and so forth. But that's crazy. Just so much crazy out there. And this guy was deleted in his sleep. He was talking about his attorney he met, and she was chasing him down. I wrote in the messages that he has the Kavorka, the animal-like Kramer on Seinfeld. That's right. There you go. Personality overlooks any time. Most women you can tell that are crazy. I mean, I've seen them. You can just tell. There's something behind their eyes that doesn't sit right. Sometimes they might look normal, but then within moments of meeting them, the way they speak or their gestures or what they talk about is crazy. I was at a city meeting. A woman from the Boston Globe was there, 5'2" and 220 pounds, green hair, and a bullnose ring, total libtard crazy lady. Speaking of libtards, there's going to be a huge mental health crisis on November 5th if Mr. T wins. Think about that. And they're all going to go nuts. So be careful of all the crazy that's going to go on. But it is what it is. I met this woman last week. She's in banking and is such a boss babe. I couldn't stand even talking to her and just walked away and then she got mad at me. Well, they can't listen. Most of these boss babes, they're out there. They control everything. And so when someone surpasses their potential power that they think they have, they get upset and they throw fits. See, because most people are scared to do that. Most marriages, men are scared to even confront their wives on certain issues, worried about the repercussions of what she'll do. I got a buddy, very successful guy. He's still in Oregon, a lot of money behind his name, and he keeps buying his crazy wife a new car because she wants it. Now she got a Tesla. Before that, it was a Denali, brand new. Before that, it was a Land Rover. Now she's got the Tesla. I go, why do you keep doing that? Just, he's too scared to stand up to her. He's too scared to leave crazy. Watching it with your MAGA hat on. Attaboy. Simone from Italy. My ex found out I bought a house and all of a sudden she was in love with me again. Craziest thing. Bookshelf learn. Sure. Well, they see that you're being successful. You're moving on, and they don't like that. I knew a guy, well, a good friend of mine. His ex broke up with him. A year later, he started dating another gal. He gets back with her. I've mentioned him a few times. And she was upset that he was in a different relationship that wasn't her, but she broke up with him. I'm like, what are you, an elf on the shelf? You're just waiting to be taken back? Just, it's bizarro. But it is what it is. Lots of Karens, lots of crazies out there. Karens are plotting to off us. They're plotting something. Can you imagine what happens? A friend of mine is a total lib. He said today he is upset because he just heard Trump can win. I said, where have you been for the past 3 months? He listens to mainstream. He probably listens to Scarborough Joe. Oh, that guy's an idiot. It's fascinating to just look at the delusion out there. And anybody that's reading the mainstream, they kept Potato Joe's health from people. I mean, when everybody knew. I mean, talk about fake news. Trump called it. Bookshelf. She said, please marry me. Please, Bookshelf, will you please marry me? But there's a lot of crazy out there. And crazy, I told my boys this, you got to watch if you hang out with crazy. You got to watch where you dip your stick and don't do it in crazy. But for the most part, the majority of women are crazy. There is a 1% and 2% that aren't, but the majority are. And a lot of them, the craziness comes from no father in the home or a crazy mom, a mom Karen that belittles the father all the time. So that's not good. Again, it's very important that if you especially my boys, if they dated a gal, find out what the mother's like. How does the mother treat the father? Is there a father in the home? Do they respect the father? If they respect the father and the husband in the home, most likely that daughter wants to make her daddy proud. But that doesn't happen that much. Number two, a lot of these gals are on head meds. Good to see Mount Monk in the chat. Head meds, birth control has whacked out issues. Apparently, they have made a connection between birth control and lesbianism. You think about it, birth control and lesbianism. Potato Joe was in New Hampshire. I really think they are worried about New Hampshire. If New Hampshire goes to Trump, the election will be over by 9 p.m. Yeah, I saw today that Raskin's going to try and fight it if he wins. Mochi is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Hola to you. Tomorrow morning, I have an important exam. Never ever prepared for such a test. Totally focused on succeeding. Can't accept failure in your life. Good for you. Well, you'll do well if you have prepared, my friend. K-Plan is back. Good to see you, brother. Look, you cannot vote for Cackles. She is all Bernie, and I experienced that here in Massachusetts. There is a huge push to stop all the taxes they want to put in. I just don't understand liberals. I don't understand their thinking. They vote with their feelings. That's the only thing I understand about it. But for the most part, they're not smart people. I like people that deal with facts. Fact number 1, if she has a bull ring, walk away. Fact number 2, don't get married. Fact number 3, don't cohabitate. Fact number 4, unfortunately, don't have kids in today's world. It is too risky. You most likely will be stripped of them and not be able to see them if you go through a divorce. Or you'll see them 10% of their lifespan. Good to see Jawara is back. I haven't seen Jawara for a while. He's writing his 9th book. Stephen from Arizona, good to see our brother over in the Middle East. What time is it over there right now? We got Bookshelf. She is the 304 of Babylon. She definitely is Irish and Hindu. There is no black in her body, apparently. My pee-pee removes logic and reason in the presence of poon. Monk mode for the win. Attaboy. Brandon Trueblood. Good to see Brandon. He's driving his 4-wheeler or 18-wheeler. I would tell my ex something simple. She would freak and her eyes would dart back and forth. Turns out she was bipolar. X-mask. I think a lot of women are undiagnosed bipolar. Tell you the truth. You might be right, Juara. My channel came down because I questioned the veracity of that. And Susan didn't like it. Yeah, you're going to do just fine. But absolutely, X-Mask, you're absolutely right. I remember at the end when my ex got on the new head med, that she changed literally within 2 days. I had no idea who this person was. She'd say things like, "That is not okay. You will not speak to me in that tone of voice." Like, I'm like, what are you? Are we in Downtown Abbey or something? That stupid show? And she'd always watch that show too. And she would say, "You will not talk to me in that tone of voice." Crazy. Let's see. X-Mask or Mountain. I have the crazy Roland from Cali. Mountain Monk. I think a lot of women are BPD. A good friend of mine is a psychiatrist, and he says so many women are on Prozac. It's just the crazies everywhere. 98% of women are not recommended. 1 to 2% are decent women. My sister is one, but they're still women with the potential to switch and turn into the 98% very quickly. Megatron moms are especially Karen. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, is it by design that head meds are, look, it's turning people into non-thinkers. If we can get non-thinkers, we can control them. Rad, my sister-in-law talked to everyone like that. She was on head meds. There you go. Riggs Jr.'s back. Good to see you, brother. Dropping a like. Thank you. Riggs has been around. Yeah, I had a sister-in-law like that. All of this, it's funny because all my sister-in-laws on her side, they married beta males like the dad. I was the only one that stuck out. I never really fit in because I'm like, man, these guys are pussies. But it is what it is. Makes you wonder, does art imitate culture or culture imitate art? There you go. Head meds are the catalyst. Oh, absolutely. Birth control, head meds. Who else? We've got issues with tattoos. I read something that the tattoo ink, especially in women's skin, might have some sort of issue that mingles in their bloodstream and causes them to go crazy. I don't know. There's a link to that. Botox is having issues, apparently. A lot of depression is caused by Botox. And look who we have here, Mr. Hammerhand. Good to see you. Roasting, exposing the grifters. The one you did on the Joker was great. Hey, man, was he not simping for that woman? Good to see Hammerhand in the chat. I always like seeing his stuff. And congrats on your health. Again, at any stage in our life, we can change our bodies and change our thoughts and change our minds. It's just accepting where we're at and wanting to change it. So I know he's encouraged a lot of guys to eat better and get to the gym and so forth. David Castro, I'm glad I've never gotten married. You're lucky. We got married guys in here that have gone through the ringer, and you definitely won. You definitely won. Just them dyeing their hair caused brain damage. There's probably something in hair dye. I would not look past hair dye, makeup. Who knows? He went too far Maine. Oh yeah. I don't know. I respect guys that talk about issues, but I don't know. For some reason, I've never subscribed to his channel. I listened to it 4 or 5 years ago when he first was starting. And he said some decent things, but over time, I just felt like the grift was becoming grifty, and it was what it is. Shout out to you as well, Hammer. Good to have you again. Botox makes them look old. Whatever you put in your body, I mean, it could be processed foods. Processed foods lead to that kind of stuff. I mean, get on a healthy diet. Don't put shit on your skin. Don't pierce bodily parts that shouldn't be pierced. Don't put artificial dyes, artificial toxins in your. It doesn't make any sense. There are people that clinically need an antidepressant, and hopefully they are fully diagnosed with that. My ex basically gave my daughter a prescription at age 15, and she's never been the same. No wonder we don't have a relationship. And that shit has long-term detrimental effects, just like steroids. You put one steroid, one shot in your body, it changes quite a bit of your cellular structure within your body. You can never go undo that. You get off it and hopefully, but the initial damage was done. Same with these head meds. It's crazy. There's too many chemicals in just about everything. You got it. The foods could be causing problems. Yeah. What do they eat a lot of? A lot of carbs. Blue Pill Neighborhood complained that his wife spends $850 a month on makeup. That is actually probably with hair, makeup, extension. That's probably, yeah. I would say upwards of $1,000 a month a woman spends. If, that makeup ain't cheap. See you later, K-Plan. Good to have you. Yeah, I think Hammer's down, 90 pounds or something? That's a significant amount of weight. That's terrific. The copious amount of fake up is a culprit too. If it's not poison, it still blocks the pores. Yes, which means your body can't excrete other poison or breathe. Yeah, and that crap they put on, it's funny. And like all these naturalists, they put that makeup on. I'm like, isn't that like full of processed, like bad shit? All to get the attention from others. Will Murphy, the more natural, the better. I agree with that statement, brother. Blue-pilled married neighbor complained that his wife is spending $900. I look at it. So if a woman goes and gets Botox, you're probably looking at $700, right? Doesn't it wear off after 3 to 5 months or something? Hair extensions are expensive. My daughter got hair extensions because her hair didn't grow, and that was, I think they got a deal on it. It was like $200 or something. Haircuts are expensive, minimum 100, 150 if you get it cut and color. That's what my ex was paying back in Oregon. Plus the makeup, Sephora, all the shit they put on, the creams, all the lies they've been told. I'm sure some of it works, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of more chemicals. Very few people need medication. Pain and sadness is a defensive reaction of your body trying to tell you to change your behavior. Well said, Stephen. Head meds allow people to make bad decisions guilt-free. Truth. Good to see Post Nuts back. Much love to you as well. Let's see. You related to the Osgoods that were prevalent in the Massachusetts area. I went to the Osgood school. We had a guy named Osgood in Oregon. I wonder if there's a connection. Matt Osgood was his name. Horse semen is a binder in makeup. Oh, so whenever you say a woman caked in makeup, she has a face full of spooky spunk. Did not know that. Women are trying to take over the workforce management departments, and that sickens me. Yeah, there are a lot of women that are taking over quite important roles in companies. And it is what it is. I've been doing push-ups lately during study breaks. My chest is getting bigger because of it. Good for you. I remember I paid my sons. I give them 10 cents for every push-up they did. I go, you do 1,000 push-ups. That's $100. They both did it. And it worked. Took them a month. They do like 10 one day and 20 but yeah, push-ups are great. Push-up, natural body movement. And if you do all the different variations, wide push-ups, narrow push-ups, one-handed push-ups. Gotcha. They founded Andover. Now here's something that we as men should put in our bodies. Good, healthy vitamins. Creatine, I take creatine every morning. It's good for mental clarity. The creatine is the most studied supplement of all time. It's great for mental. When I first started taking it a couple months ago, I noticed a very significant improvement in my bike riding. I hadn't changed my diet or anything, and it definitely helped. Creatine's good. Vitamin D is wonderful. Zinc, magnesium for sleep. A lot of us don't have magnesium in our bodies or enough of it. So supplementing with a nice magnesium is good. Good to see Jerron Markel. How goes it, bro? Oh boy, the open discrimies from these miserable, bitter black femtards and the scolding and shaming due to me voting for the Great White Hope. I keep hearing, and maybe your community, you can let us in, but the majority of single black men are voting for Trump, which apparently is quite significant in this election. I see a lot of these YouTube shorts of black guys just calling out Cackles and Potato Joe and you name it. So it's good to see that people are waking up. But you got the simp Eminem voting and stumping for Cackles. Eminem, what a simp. Beta male. Women project so hard when they call men insecure, yet spend hundreds on makeup, lip filler, plastic, breast implants, etc. You just laid it down to Chinatown, Will. You're absolutely right. Brandon, infant foreskin is also, oh, gross. I think I heard that on I think Sandra Bullock mentioned that on one of those talk shows. I don't know what foods have creatine. I think it's more meat, right? I've noticed. I started watching a lot about it, and there's some good things that come out of creatine. They also say, it might make you puffy, but it hasn't affected me in the puffiness. My young niece spent $200 on nails. I told her that's insane. Oh yeah, the nails, and then they got to do them every 2 to 3 weeks. What about the eyelashes? Those aren't cheap. Yes, Mountain Monk, the seed oils, bad for your brain, apparently. I've heard that. The real simp Shady, that's right. He's such a simp. Total libtard. Young black guys are doing that, and most of them are doing it out of spite due to Gaybama acting like he's my father. I saw that. What a tool. What an idiot. Telling guys to get back on the plantation. What kind of simp is he? When I don't move my body, I get dumber. Been averaging 10,000 steps a day and almost the same distance. Good for you. Got to move your body. Got to lift weights. Got to walk. Guys, I live in Massachusetts. You want nothing from Democrats. They destroy everything they touch. They want all the women to be lesbians and try to make men good little soy boys. Oh, kind of like Cackles and Doug, her simp boyfriend. So Tucker Carlson believes that Tim Walz and Doug Harris, let's call him Doug Harris, are both closeted GAYs. Stem cell therapy is a billion-dollar industry. Stem cells are only obtained from one source: baby deletions. Interesting. Had no idea. 5 grams of creatine is like eating 5 pounds of red meat. It increases your ATP, and that's what I take. I take 5 every morning, and I got a pretty good brand. I think it's called Naked Creatine. It's all about how to control and change you from a woman's perspective. Nick Vincent from the UK, good to see you. Well said. It's not helping. Twift is not helping Cackles. She's stupid too, Butterface. Eminem completely sold out. He's been sold out. Well, he's raised by a single mother, apparently, in a trailer park. But you'd think a guy that worked really hard would still, the guy's he lives in his feelings. My 22-year-old daughter basically disowned me because I support Trump. There is no getting through to her, no matter how hard I try. She is gone and involved with her boyfriend. Adam Tish, good to see you. Well, mine the same thing. She hates me because I'm not a lib. But her mom is. And she didn't like anything to do with Trump, which is most of these young gals are like that. If she has a different color hair, she's a 304. Well said, brother. Colorado's turned to shit when it went blue. Well said, Mountain. Lots of libs there. I was trying to get in touch with you when it comes to stocks. Yeah, I told Jerron to reach out to John. Unfortunately, I broke my front tire yesterday. Had to walk at least 5 kilometers. I've popped a tire about 8 miles up in the hill. I know what that's like. Orange Jesus on Joe Rogan. I heard he's going to be on Friday. Both of my kids are registered Repubbies. My boys are. They voted for Mr. T. I'm still eating Arby's. Congrats to Hammer, though. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see people really excel in life, whether it's health, becoming successful in business, seeing through the bullshizzle of the blue pill. A lot of us have lost a lot of daughters. You Pop, Hammer, guys in here, Pete from the UK. They just disrespect. Yeah, we don't tolerate disrespectful women. I mean, if that's one thing you learn, or disrespectful people in general, if they're disrespectful, you remove them. Doesn't matter if they're blood related. Tyam, hey, Rad, had to come in and say what up. Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Any female in the U.S. are safe to assume most of them are 304s. You'd be surprised, even in Utah. Normal, vanilla-looking women, what their body count is. And it's not low. In fact, her endorsement of Cackles cost her listeners. Yep. Tyam says, I have to say I'm pretty disappointed in Trump and the campaign that they haven't just dropped absolute dirt. Well, I think that he's gone pretty, I don't know how deep he can go because they might call it, anti-woman or something. Big Chris, Eminem gave his baby mama Kim a whole lot of second chances. And for that record, it wasn't Eminem who broke up. It was Kim who broke up. She never had, yeah, he simped. Well said, Big Chris. Good to have you. Just back 2 weeks in Spain. A month in the Philippines in 2 weeks. Attaboy. Stay single. Did you hear about that guy? His name is Elliot Eastman. He went to the Philippines. He got kidnapped. 26-year-old just a couple days ago. They're trying to find him. They think he might be deleted. Went there and got married. Again, guys, passport bros. Be careful. Crazy can't hide for long. Good to see Wolf. Wolf King. Well, let's see. Hope Hammer doesn't get a for the breastfeeding. Yeah, hope not. You never know. Statistics show 70% of women are libs. People find it hard to believe, but I live in a red county in a red state, and I have hardly met any. Oh, yeah. Women are hive-minded. Most women are in their feelings. The majority of them. I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't care if it's from my family. Okay. F them, they choose to be stupid and ignorant. There you go. I pity the fool. Ain't no jibba jabba. Post nut. Like, life is like breaking your bike tires. No matter where you're going, you got to keep going. Attaboy. It's a great analogy. Crazy ass hit and run. If worth the risk. Your name is Al McBundy on Facebook. My ex tried to destroy my relationship with my kids, and it totally backfired. Why do women do this crap? I will never know. I think, yeah, it's mine's the same way. Alucard, good to see you, brother. It's almost as though they're upset that they gave you kids, or you gave them your sperm and they had kids. I don't know. Who knows? It's anti-female if a conservative says something true, but it's not anti-female if you're a Democrat. Double political stuff. Of course. It's always been that way, Stay frosty to the passport bros. Go to Iceland, be a passport bro. See what happens. Women don't become vindictive against a man unless she respects him. You're 100% right, man. And there's so much disrespect between women and men today. In the red zone, that American Mindanao, don't go there. I heard it's really bad that not even the Filipinos go there. No cohabitation, never. Coach Lamont, good to see you. Another passport, 26-year-old young man, most likely deleted. The cops, or they dressed up like cops and they kidnapped him, shot him in the leg. Brad, have you seen all these women going on social media saying how they regret their divorces? Really hits them, and when they are like, what the F happened, they were talking smack. I've seen a bunch, but I wonder how legit they are, or they're just looking for attention. Monk mode for the peace. Attaboy. I am Blades. Good evening to you as well. Grizzle, drizzle. Overseas puss is also risky. Yes. I'll be watching the replay. Last 70s we might get here. Yep. That's right. You're down in here. I think this weekend we've got 69 and 68 degrees. All my black men, don't let those females shame you into voting for the femtard to lead. I know. Please, men, wake the hell up. And I can't stream 8 hours a day, Joara. The crazy chicks are always better on the bedroom. That is factual. But then what happens post? They could go nuts and call somebody. Hal Bundy is a total cuck. Gay Bama like eating Snickers with the veiny side down so he can feel it on his tongue. Oh, yuck. He married and knocked up the school 304. He sure did. It's nuts how YouTube don't bat an eye at these women whipping out their melons on camera. It's not penetration, but it's classified. Absolutely. It's a different standard for men. Gerald, good to see you back in the chat. Welcome to the matriarchy, fellows. You can now see how it goes when a femtard is in control. Good news, one of my trees has new growth and the other might be dead, having it replaced in just in case. Well, good for that. Things come and go and things live and die. You notice the growth of now the counter passport, bro. Lots of expat now admitting that female nature is universal. Of course it is. I won in court today, hung over as a mother. Stop sign nonsense. Did you run a stop sign? Good to see WHO in the chat. Do you know any people who actually red pilled that are married? No. The Philippines is not the place to look for, especially if you're not white. Philippines want to lighten their doorstep, not darken it. Steer clear. Got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. Shinobi, good to see you. Can't vote yourself out of this mess. Better to walk away. Well said, brother. Majority of these men know the red flags, but again, choose not to see them and think she's not like that. Of course. They don't want to believe. They want to believe they're the one that's going to change them. The joke's on them, though. Their eyes are their ID. Ain't that the truth? Post-nut clarity is a biatch. Yes, and it could lead to disastrous consequences. The larger and rounder the eyes, and the more the brow can furrow, the more psycho she be. Attaboy, T-Tox. Good to see you. You are 100% spot on. Black pastor named Jamal Bryant called black men blank if they support Mr. T. Of course. What a simp. Craziest girl you dated, Rad? Oh, there's been a couple. I'll have to do a show on that. Dating is prostitution and marriage is legal, taxable prostitution. Change my mind. I won't be able to. Mysterio, I think it's easy for women to bed men than vice versa. So I'm not as sympathetic when I hear women get knocked up more than say men are not being careful. Good to see Mysterio from Winnipeg. A Walt, says Shinobi. You rolled a stop sign. How much was the ticket that you were potentially going to pay? Hills up, name the outsmarting the YouTube algorithm. There you go. Jason Reed from Colorado. That chick on the thumbnail scared the hell out of me. I've seen them eyes before. Of course. I've seen a ton of those eyes. They're nuts. What did you call me? Post-nut. Women always ask how long it's been since I've gotten laid. They never ask about the quality of female. They all count gentlemen. There you go. Never be captain, save a sloot. says Brandon Trueblood. Metal tricks are pretty cool to bang. Like a gal that likes metal. Women in relationships are high-risk credit cards with lots of fine print, and you always pay for it in the end. Truth. Is it me, or do the grown women back during the days Married with Children and Roadhouse look 1,000 times better? I think they look 1,000 times better. Absolutely. Thing is, no one likes using condones, but it's one of the most effective preventing things. Yes, I agree with that statement. 256 stones for running the stop sign. Dang. Who is going to support all these leftover women? Daddy government in the West, not the same in the East. They're all on their own. Well, unfortunately, in the West, daddy government is going to take care of them and go pay their bills. Parking in a parking lot cost me $9. You know, it's almost as though cars and alcohol and women can really mess men's lives up. They are all batshit crazy, says Ion. Yep. A lot of them are. Don't even be Captain Save a Sloop. Now, that it never ends well. That she disrespects men that try to save them. Results oriented. Good to see you, brother. I don't see any white pastors pumping out their white congregation every 4 years to pander for. I've never understood that. You know, it's the same old playbook for the Democrats. Go get all the men back on the plantation in the church and have some simp pastor tell them to vote for Cackles. I don't know what Cowboy is. I heard him the other day. He was on, was it Outlaws or someone, Polska's channel? But I think he's busy working. Even the most feminine women can be crazy. Just don't get involved. Do not play the game. Well said, Rich. Good to see you. If they cry after you hit it, crazy. Uh-huh. Yes. I have just got a new truck. It's a Mitsubishi Shogun Sport. Ooh, Mitsubishi. From Japan. Monk mode 100% at preventing pregnancy. There you go. And potential other things. Wasn't some weird loop, kept deleting and receiving old contacts. Finally realized I don't need them. You weren't there at my lowest. I won't, and I don't want you at my best. There you go. Get rid of people that cause pollution in your life. Women cause pollution. A lot of them. My life has never been calmer since eradicating females from my orbit. Attaboy, T-Tox. Nick, up to 40 or 50-year-old men will never get it or haven't to date. I agree. Or your channel, you're still steering away from politics. Well, you know, I'll talk about them. Women that get spousal support should have to document all receipts and have to pay it back. I agree. They tried that. But a lot of these women went nuts because they want to spend that money on other things than their kids. National Public Documents Company was beached, and the company has declared bankruptcy already. Interesting. Good to see you, James. Good to see you. Got a good chat here. Hillary, Jim Crow Joe, and now this Joe Camel Toe in black churches. And I heard that speech that 304 gave, and she didn't once acknowledge Jesus. Of course not. You can't acknowledge the good things about Jesus. They serve Lucifer. My good friend only just bet the charges against him laid by beat the charges. Oh, good for him. Took a year, lost his job, lost his life, had to stay in home detention. Well, at least he beat it. But man, see the damage they do of a crazy? If you dip your stick in crazy, be very, very vigilant. I think that all men should do the brothel thing just to get the mystery of sex out of their head and not get finessed. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's safe. I mean, look what happened to the Duke lacrosse team. They all lost their scholarships, and it was all made up. They had to probably spend probably hundreds of thousands a piece to be defended, and she made it all up. Friend of mine is Haitian and goes to a Haitian church. The pastor shames men into finding for single women here. My friend is married, and the woman hit on him fully knowing he's married. Interesting. Teddy Boy Smith back. Beware of the crazy. Says Shinobi 100%. Are you exes women? Are your exes women all crazy? Nah, some are. I mean, the majority. If you look back, you see them crazy. That company has social security numbers and other things. I meant breached. Oh, gotcha. Lots of breaches going on, man. Just go lock up your credit reports. Yeah, we're glad he did it, but look at all the havoc she caused. And these men shaming other men for free, thinking and wanting what's best for them. They just got to pander to the puss to make themselves relevant. They pander. They pander. Yeah. 97% are sleuths. Yeah, the other 3% are Amish and Christian or Muslim, right? Laura Trump is all plastic. Yeah, she's not that attractive. I don't know. She's 40 years old, but she looks older. But she is definitely what John Markell says. It was the woman's lies that defeated herself. If she hadn't laid them out on thick, then the lies wouldn't have been so obvious. Yep. Well said, Shinobi. Teddy Boy Smith, guy I know is being milked in the friend zone. He's going crazy. Learning the hard way. Men, if they want to be friends with you, they don't have any desire to ever be with you. Unless they're dying on their bed like Forrest's Ginny till the end when she was dying. That's when they'll take you. All the way in the end, the last 6 hours, so they won't be alone and they get validation. It's interesting when you start to see the connections between men and women. Again, women are the last frontier that we'll never understand. And men, they'll never understand us. We'll get to Mars and we'll have the next Las Vegas on Mars before we'll ever understand even the beginning of the iceberg with female mental nature. I love God and my faith, but all interest in church. When I heard my local pastor say there's plenty of great single moms looking for love. Probably didn't sit well with you, did it, Stephen? The average false alligator defense is $30,000. Mm-hmm. Learning the hard way or just taking the hard route and learning nothing at all. Just be careful who you associate with. Ignore these 304s. It's all a trap. Live for yourselves, gents. My second ex-wife was crazy. It was great until it wasn't. There you go. If they're not crazy, they have a huge potential of becoming crazy. Most likely will. Shinobi says, MGTOW is the way. Nobody can give you the red pill like a woman. Yeah, I appreciate my ex giving me the red pill. What a life it's been in the last 8 years. Been there. They simply drain you and use you and frustrate you. No way again. There you go. How come in the stories of the Bible, there really is no stories of men betraying women for the most part? That's a great question. Who knows? Rusty Rivers, good to see you. Captain Rusty Rivers. Does God have a wife? I think he made marriage to be the joke of humanity. What's scary? A lot of them can hide the crazy until they have you locked in, and then it comes out after the mask comes off. Well said. Have lots of hobbies, the more the better. Great advice, Nick. Great advice. If you win, you're still out $30,000. Yeah, you don't really win. You're still you've lost something. You've lost finances, time, energy. Hoes need their voting privileges revoked. Ain't gonna happen. Only one king in each pawn can become a queen. There you go, X-Bass. Females are just men with penis envy. Well said, CJ. Part of the problem is that you are naive and she is crazy. The other part is that you aren't mentioned to handle her craziness. I have a no female friends policy. Probably a good policy to have. Probably a good policy, Teddy Boy. The thing about this, you tell your friends, I went on a bike ride with Laura Trump. There you go. 30K defense, 14 years in the slammer. No kidding. Jeez. When you say your ex gave you the gift of the red pill, you're not being... No, I am. It sucked at first, but yeah, if she wouldn't have done it, I don't think I would have left. I mean, I would probably still try to make it work. Most of their effort is directed at tamping down their cray-cray at the beginning. Truth, T-Tox. To be honest, most religions are red pill. They all generally show the same message about women. Go read Corinthians in the Bible. I don't think so. He's very smart. He even knows not to do that. Hope that's not blasphemous. I don't think it is. Blessings upon you as well, Shinobi. Is your life much more peaceful nowadays, says Anonymous? Yes. Yes. Significantly. If you're lucky, the only good to come out of relationships is kids sometimes. Well said, Nick. That's my biggest failure, having my kids live in a divorced family. Charging to read the comments will have you loaded. Here you go. Trying to get through them, man. The punishment is in the defense. Mm-hmm. Girls are 304 now. I can see 10-inch blanks being standard attached to bike seats. Or if they're not already. Want to piss off a patriot? Lie to him. Want to piss off a lifter? Tell them the truth. There you go. Truth. I wonder if all those that are divorced went super fast with their spouses. Not steely, methodical. I think divorce is in the making, at least for 3 to 5 years before mine happened. She has a nice body. Too bad her face isn't on par with that. Yes, Laura Trump. You hang around with a pretty chick as friends, it'll screw you up. Well, that's what we call those people FAG hags. Or guys that, well, no, guys that hung around girls like that were kind of, totally friend zone. Simps. What's worth, the wife or the government? Ooh, that's a good question. There'd be no government if you hadn't deal with you wouldn't have to deal with the government like that if you had no wife. So I'd say the wife. 304s have special privileges while males have special punishment. Well said. Good to see Mountain Monk. Doesn't anyone watch Anton Daniels? I've seen him. Hey, Rad. Danish Fault Finder. Good to see you, brother. Miley Cyrus in her song Flowers, quote, I can be myself. Flowers. I can hold my own hand, and so they can. I'm done with what used to be opposite sex. It's now a museum world. Well, wasn't she Skittles for a while? Good to see Danish back. Women will now marry themselves, their pets, and their phones. Yes, they will. Greatest saying ever. A relationship is two people figuring out problems together that they would not have if they were single. I think he means Laura Trump. Simping ain't easy, bro. We should get stickers that say that. Simping ain't easy. Give them to the simps. Going to sleep now. Good to see you, brother. Hag maxing. Isn't that the when they're going after older women? I think I've seen that. Like 28-year-olds are dating like 50-year-olds. Yeah. Cougar maxing. Hag maxing. But now you're seeing, back to Nick Vincent's comment, you're seeing divorce parties. They're actually getting married, and then they're having these extravagant divorce parties, almost like a wedding for a divorce. Again, anything for attention, right? Yeah, Laura's face. It looks too thin, too muscular, which makes him look older. Didn't that woman that married herself get a divorce from herself due to boredom or something? Yes. This is crazy. That's cray-cray. Simps don't go to hell. They are in it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hag maxing. Going after the old ladies with the stretch marks and the saggy skin and the varicose veins. Well, I think because the girls their age are whacked. Who knows? Or they're just pervs. Starter husband is what they're looking for, says Nick. Yes. It's just the term starter husband. A male-female relationship only benefits the girls. She gets everything she would get in a full relationship without having to suck anything. Well said, brother. Have you noticed you're in love with, how to notice you're in love with narcissists? She wants you to spend over $50K for the ring, another $50 for the wedding, and she expects you to pay the bills. Don't walk, but run. Well said, Big Chris. I have to see a man marry himself, yet I haven't I have yet to. Well, Dennis Rodman did. Remember when he put on the dress? Halloween party on Friday, going to be a ton of 304s. Ooh, the devil's coming out. Till death do we part. How did that get in Wedding Vows? Yes, Mrs. Robinson with Dustin Hoffman. I remember that movie. Haley Williams from Paramore is Skittles. Interesting. No surprise. Most of these women are going Skittles. I think most women secretly plan the divorce at the same time of the wedding. Yes. They already have a general idea of how long they will stick around before pulling the parachute. A lot of them want those kids first. Hag maxing, tossing hot dogs down the hallway. There you go. These simps are going to be the only ones left that let these hoes and can get, and guess what? They will dismiss them too. Of course, it's sad. Man, what would I have done different if I went back to the age of 21? Lots. It's okay to have a couple of female friends. It's not a big deal. 10 or more may be hard. Yeah, I mean, I talk to some gals that are friends. I mean, I don't see them, but they, I've known them. They'll chat, and but I think you mean the ones that other ladies ain't bad just to bang. There you go. Well, it's fine if you don't, are always hanging around with them. God bless you, Rad. Miley and Hunter is more of just the famous and semi-famous stars. Will be childless cat ladies. Absolutely. It's truly a museum world. I like that. It is a museum world. Danish. Glad you're here. The divorce is planned in advance for sure, not on the spur of the moment. Well, they know exactly what divorce is. Women are not stupid that are getting married. Do you like the new female Lincoln? No. No. Chester Bennington was one of a kind. Men who vote for women transition to women. This is actual scientific fact. Interesting. I laughed so hard watching the Blake actually throw a hot dog, the bloke throwing a hot dog. There you go. SCE is back. Master Wrench. What is the Mrs. Robinson phenomenon? I'm pretty sure that I already know, but I'd like to hear your version of it. My version of it would be when I was a teenager, 13 or 14, I had a picture of Farrah Fawcett on my wall. And she was what? She'd probably be 75 today. She was 25 years older. And I thought she was hot. So I guess I was hag maxing back in those days. That's my Mrs. Robinson. The future is being eaten by cats for those sleuths. And I think another thing, if you want to see a modern day Mrs. Robinson, it's Cedar Rapids with Ed Helms and Sigourney Weaver. I was going to wear the 77 Spider-Man, but I can't piss in it when I'm wearing it. There you go. I have female friends until I conducted an experiment by not messaging them first. Haven't heard from any of them in years. There you go. Chester replaced with a woman. Yeah, I don't think that's, no thanks. Probably they did it to make a statement. It always blows my mind how many people will ignore the truth when it's right in front of their face. The majority of men. The indoctrination is deep in marriage propaganda. Well said, Nick. Don't go to other countries to find a freaking wife. They're all the same. I think women have female nature. It might be in another language or another culture, right? In what circumstances is taking 100% revenge? I don't think revenge. Well, that's a good question, Big Bro. That's a deep question. If somebody deleted one of my kids, I would have a very difficult time not going eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth with that person, or hurting my kids somehow. Why do these selfish succubus want men to pay off their college debts when they won't even help a man pay one bill in the house? There you go. Big Chris. Miss Robinson, a great movie with Dustin when he was tipping 30s in the late 60s. And Dustin Hoffman. He's a widow guy. Mr. Sammy is back. Chester Chatta with a boner. There you go. Yeah, not a fan of girl singers that take over metal bands. Come on. All 13-year-olds are blasting out hormones like the floors at the Korn movie house aren't sticky enough. There you go. SCE. Hypergamy knows no borders. Correct. I hope they find that guy, Elliot Eastman, alive, but I don't think it looks good. Can the woman play the piano, or at least Zepparella? The women can actually play their instruments. Some can. Who's the one chick from Florida that got really, she played the piano. What about hurting you? Is revenge justified? Good question. Good question. And if it's relationship, I mean, I don't know. We're going into some deep discussion. I mean, depends on what I guess it would depend. But now, for the most part, no, I don't think the best revenge is indifference and being successful, right? Give up the weight of pretty revenge, take it off your shoulders. However, deep, meaningful revenge should be carried out with perfection. There you go. Go watch the movie Ransom with Mel Gibson. Rad, when you are going to get rid of that 4Runner and get an EV, you know you need to do as, yeah, those EVs. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I see the benefits of not having, issues with the maintenance, but they wear out. James loves Zepparella and their influence. Led Zeppelin, there you go. She doesn't seem too feminine, does she? I don't know. Not a fan. Bad Danish, nose in the corner. Nose in the corner. There you go. Bad Danish. Put your nose in the corner. I had to put my nose in the corner growing up when I got in trouble. Creative and artistic women can be very evil. Yep, and they're all libs. The drummer hit those skins like the drums owe her back pay. There you go, James. Denny, all these women went crazy once the feminist ideology took them. They're above men. Most men are not having it. We are fine with leaving the crazy out of lives and writing solo. 100%, Denny. Good for you for being here. I bet if all men disappear, these 304s will still blame men. Is Kamala another octopus price? There you go. Male indifference is their kryptonite. They don't like it. They want attention. They want attention. Finding meaning outside of women. That's what we need to push. Has anybody done anything to me? I don't think, not in a sense that I would take revenge. I've never been stolen from. I've never been in a fight since 6th grade. I mean, yeah, I've been let down, but it's not enough for revenge. It's just like you just remove that pollution out of your life. Indifference is the best. Well said. Indifference is the opposite of love, not hate. I need my meditation. Unless we bring it up, your ex is really out of your life now. Yes, I have not heard from her in over 6 months, and I have not seen her in over 14 months. So pretty much. I love my 4Runner, and I won't buy a new 4Runner. The new engine with the turbo apparently have a lot of issues. Why so many drastic changes and imbalances? I look at what's in the water and food, how it's made. Yeah, I think there's chemical issues, processed food issues, fast food, all that shit. Look at videos from the 60s. There weren't a lot of fatties and sickness. I mean, even the crap we put in our hair, the shampoos. I switched to an all-natural toothpaste. It's like $5 a tube, and there's none of that crap in it, which apparently kills the good bacteria in your mouth. So, little things like that. We don't need emotions anyway. If we do have emotions, we share them with other men, not women. They poison waterways. They sure do. Fluoride. That sent pastor allowed the devil in and prayed over the devil, shaking my head. A lot of people don't get it, do they, Jerome Markel? They have the abutting switch from hot to icy cold at any time. Men generally don't do that. We call that the bitch switch, Nick. You're not dating one woman, you're dating them all. Shinobi, laying it down to Chinatown, the hive mind, absolutely. Pretty much. Any Toyotas are good vehicles. The new engine they have are pretty bad. Yeah, there's been a lot of issues with it. Gone with John is in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Great video he did the other day about pushing forward. So go watch Gone with John's video on that. He's sitting at a park bench somewhere in a forest or a picnic table. It's an entire corporate warehouse of generic, selfish, crooked individuals. A reflection of that big time. The food is killing us. No one can avoid it, not even me, but I can mitigate it best I can. 100%. We all have emotions. We process them differently. Yep. Safe travels to John while he's driving. Anybody else driving as well? The government heart project is big and bad. And DARPA too. When I was removed from society by the Vax blanks, I stopped eating out and buying toxic foods. Grow your own. Yeah. And it's a lot cheaper and healthier and more satisfying to make your own food. Realist vision. I think men do see the crazy. They just let the disrespect and thirst take over. Yes. To be honest, many men use women for sex too. Sure. Goes back and forth. There's crazy dudes too. Blacks are truly insane, doing the same Shiite every election, expecting a different outcome. I think a lot more are waking up, though. For all the talk of female supremacy, I've yet to meet one with a mindset past the age of 16. Well, James, there's a theory that when women begin to be noticed, that they're being noticed by men around 12, 13 years old, they cease to mature past those, because that most of their energy goes into impressing even more men. So they cease to. That's why you see the ugly duckling nerd girl that grew up to be hot. Well, because she didn't focus on attention for men or didn't get it, and only in later life she went and matured. Again, still female brain, but matured, got a career or whatever, and then became the hot one. You can never rely on a woman to remain stoic. No, you can't. Compare American culture of the 80s and 90s to now. It's crazy, isn't it, Wolf? Thirst will always win over simp. No self-respect or scruples or backbone. Well said, brother. Life seems, great question, Mysterio. Life seems to be going a little bit quicker. I'm surprised I'm 52. I just turned 50, I feel like. It's called the slot machine effect. I did this for so long. Maybe this year I get a payout. There you go. Thanks, John, for being here. Check out John's channel. Good stuff. Fluoride not only kills germs, but also sperms. I'm automatically lowering your T. Everything is about lowering T. Yes, that's the only way that they can make men wimpy and feelings. And their feelings take the testosterone out of you and make you feel like Doug Harris, Doug Imhoff, Tim Walz. They want us to be soy boys because they want us to feel and have the feeling, so we're not abusive and controlling. I can't believe the UK political party is trying to impact the US election. Regardless, I believe Mr. T will be president again. I believe that statement 100%, brother. I've been living abroad since 2023. What have I missed in the US? Nothing. A shit show. Brain not for kids and underdeveloped or stalled mental capacity for teens. What a wonderful world there is outside. If they ever use it, nature will cure you. Well said. Phil D's nuts. I had a sticker that said D's nuts. At the age of 41, I've noticed that most women hit the bitch switch on me more when I was nice than they do now that I don't give an F. Yeah? A nice man is a woman's ultimate control, right? SCE, hi Juan. There you go. I have asked this before. Do you think you're younger at your age 52? Yes, I feel a lot. I feel good. I feel good. I've heard a lot about mouthwash too. Yeah, mouthwash apparently kills it too. I quit doing mouthwash. Interference with country's election used to be an act of war. Not anymore. They want to control men for the globalist utopia hell they wish to establish and turn us all into ladies and all the ladies into men and bring in the NAMBLA. You know NAMBLA? The pedo stuff? It's truly a demonic. I mean, if you look at what happened to Rome, same thing. It went completely libtard, no morals, you name it. This is what is exactly happening to our world. Men, a lot of men, I've heard that too, have stopped cold approaching Big World. John Spansky. Did I say it right? Skabansky. Good to have you. You tell me where you're from. You look like you might be new, at least new to the chat. The main preservative is formaldehyde. I did not know that. The same stuff used to preserve dead bodies and frogs. I remember that smell in lab class. They want NPC zombie characters walking this world. Well said, John. Appreciate that comment. Let me know where you are from. Single men no longer than these 304s, and that's what they don't want. Well, a lot of them are turning Skittles too. Watch South Park's episode on Rumble, on Nambla. Oh yeah, I think I did see that. The globalists are psychopedos. Damn right they are. Isn't importing votes a form of election interference? You'd think. It all started with that damn peanut butter allergy stuff in schools. There you go. John says, male foreskin DNA has already changed the women into a man, even without them ever having sex. Oh, interesting. Oh, because of the makeup? Don't they put that in makeup? Henry Ford equals the international blank globalists. If you go purple pill, you're letting the whole world know you are porking. There you go. Porky the Pig. Remember Porky's in the 80s, the movie? It was Three Porkies. Scamolo might be a man just like Obama's wife. You never know, David. I kind of was looking for a potential Adam's apple. Black men, please vote for Trump out of spite of gay Obama and his husband. You'll be standing 6'4" when standing on your wallet under Trump. Attaboy. It's unlikely I'll ever cold approach ever again. It's not worth it. Honestly, just save yourself from a dire future. Go MGTOW. MGTOW's another way to self-preserve. Get out of the grid. Get out of the matrix. Christ said, you are the devil, your father, meaning the nature of that group or individual is evil, blank, dead. Well said. And she sure did say that. Defund. Defund. What a whack. I'm all about trolling Oshlama, but that MF looks like how come the guy can't put weight on? Chaos for you. You're back. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day too, brother. Rowdy, you need to get out and drive around. I do. And be more abusive behind the wheel and more controlling with the front bumper. Hit a drag. Don't look back. I need to take it up the canyon and put it back in four-wheel drive. The Banshee Demon, Kamala. Kamala for 300, Trebek. RP Monk is your shield man. It 100% is. It's a superpower. It's a crock that single childless men are not as happy as married men. It's total crock. Don't believe the hype. That's called fake news. Guys, this has been a great chat. I've got fun things to do. Appreciate y'all being here. You're a wonderful group of men with great ideas. I learn from you. I learn a lot. I'm proud to call you my friends. We will see you on the next one, and stay away from crazy. Peace.